Let's take a second look on our boy Dante. He's been through quite a lot of stuff. Let's talk about the changes they made in the frame. How is the frame now? What should we change on builds, and even some optimizations? What have they done? Not everything was a nerf. They increased the damage of page flight, not page flight, from word warding. It's gone up from 30% to 50%. So make sure your knock to a build is up to date, and not only you, but also your allies will greatly benefit from it. Other than that, we've had nerfs to page flight, tragedy, the overguard, but some have been reverted and some have been fixed, I'm gonna say it. Page flight had a hidden passive that was the vulnerability to status effects damage, or status damage. That was 100%. They completely removed it, and then in the middle of this week, with the update that they released, we've now have it at base 50% that increases with ability strength, which is pretty good. Not only that, we've had line of sight added to our abilities, mainly tragedy. They said that it was their mistake that tragedy is the ability with the longest range in the game, but it didn't have any penalty. So they had to do something that was either to reduce the range or to add a line of sight check. Line of sight in this game was pretty crap, but they've added and they made it better. Before, you would probably not hit enemies just like this, and probably range, but now it does. You only need a portion of the enemy to be shown on the screen to actually hit them, which is super good. Before, a lot of stuff wouldn't work because of something like this, because of the objects in the way, and now it does, which is really good. It's just really good. I was thinking that the line of sight would be only like for the front. You would have to be looking at the enemies, but it doesn't. So that is really crazy. Other than that, the overguard nerf is really a nerf. They just reduced the caps, but that's about it. How is the frame? Still pretty freaking good. Crazy damage potential. Decent survivability. Nothing much has changed, except he's dealing less damage. Oh, there's also a cap to tragedy damage. I think it's 1 billion damage. They had to add it because people were just dealing so much damage, it was going over, the cap, 2.1 billion damage, and crashing the game. So they had to do something. What to change on builds? I wouldn't change a thing. I haven't changed a thing. I don't think you need it. As for some optimizations, I've been trying Precision Intensify versus Umbral Intensify. I'm gonna say that if you were to not use page flight, then you should go Umbral Intensify. I've gotten higher numbers with Umbral Intensify, but with page flight, things are pretty similar. Pretty similar, with a slightly higher values with Umbral Intensify, just slightly, like 2k that I've gotten in my tests. So I would just say go with Precision Intensify. It's cheaper, it's easier, more accessible polarity. You don't need to Umbra Forma your Dante. I would say to just go with Precision Intensify. It's gonna be pretty good, and it'll perform just the same. Other than that, for survivability, I've been seeing people using adaptation. Adaptation if you're gonna use only adaptation and nothing for your health or shields, I think that is really a waste of a mod slot. Because after level 150, 200, or even 300 on Steel Path, you're probably gonna get one shot to your shields and health. And adaptation doesn't work with Overguard. Simple as that. So I'm not so sure. It's either adaptation, you can use something like fast deflection, and also I think this is something like a core build. You know, I would say that these 3 slots that are empty are what you can choose, which would put whatever you want to put there. You know, but maybe fast deflection can be an option. Saying that because if you happen to, you know, they drain your shields, you cast an ability, you rolling guard, use rolling guard. By the time your rolling guard is gone, you're gonna have at least like 50% of the time of your shield gating. Another thing that's pissing me off a bit is that we're getting these weird, impact procs out of nowhere. It's been happening for over a week now. I think I even saw it on Kenjineer's video. This is pissing me off. Okay, so there is that. If I were to choose, I would go with fast deflection. But still, I'm not very happy with both of them with the performance. But yeah, do what you choose, you know, what you want to use. Other than that, I like to use casting speed. I have 1 shard for casting speed, 1 for energy and health conversion, pretty much a nerfed equilibrium. Natural talents, you can drop it if you add more casting speed shards. Primed flow is plain good. This thing just, it drinks energy like a V8, you know. Stretch, I like to have it. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, if I were to do this fast deflection just for now, strength, secrets, and even a power drift, that would be okay. Another thing about the helmets, if you're going for damage, roar is probably your best option. I was trying stuff with the quiver, but that is still a project ongoing. Tried Nourish the other day, not as a big fan, but roar. Another option that was a video on yesterday is decoy, which is pretty good. And if you're gonna use decoy, you can even make a trade here for stretch. Use arc and stretch instead of the normal one, and drop one of the mods for damage decoy. Eventually, when enemies attack the decoy target, they're gonna get procced with electricity, and that's gonna trigger your arc and stretch, giving you even more energy regen, which is pretty good. Yeah, that's what I think about Dante right now. Still great frame, pretty good place. It hasn't gone too down on the ranks, I would say. Yeah, pretty good. Let me know what you think about him right now. Still using him. Change your builds or not, leave it everything in the comments below. Leave it a like, subscribe, and peace.